Okay, let's just begin our class tonight, our practice. Let's settle in, getting into easy seat. Rooting down through our sits bones, through our ischial-tuberosity bones. Sitting up tall, allowing your shoulders to be down and back. Crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Beginning to breathe. Taking our deep inhales, our deep exhales, bringing our 3-part breath in right now. Breathing all the way up through pelvic floor, diaphragm, chest. And exhale, chest, diaphragm, lower belly. Again, deep inhale, 3 parts all the way up. Reaching the upper chest, holding here for just a minute, maybe taking an extra sip of breath as you're up here at the very top. And when you feel ready, exhaling, chest, diaphragm, lower belly, pelvic floor area. Keeping your breath flowing through your practice. Either 3-part breath, or if you have a practice of Ujjayi breath, that constriction, that audible inhale and exhale throughout your practice. That's going to help you to have, it's going to protect your spine first off, as well as warm your body up from the inside out. Also have something to tether your mind to as we're practicing. Helps us to know if the poses that we're going to, we might need to back out just a little bit. If you're breathing easy and everything seems just fine, maybe deepen your pose just a little bit. We're going to set up our Sankalpa today, our intention, the reason why we're on our mat, and hopefully just a little bit more than just physical benefits. Benefits of mental clarity, spiritual clarity, personal clarity, anything that you're needing personally to bring a little bit more light to, some more growth. It can be a simple phrase or a word. I'd like to bring class intentions. And then I offer this up only if it resonates with you. And if not, grabbing onto something that does. But I'd like to bring into our practice the thought of starting anew. New beginnings. Clean slate per se to draw on, to type on, to paint. We've kind of had a wonderful opportunity to pause just a little bit in our lives. And things are starting to turn again, and we're starting to get back into a little bit more normalcy. And I would encourage us to take this time to start anew. Maybe work a little bit more on something that we're needing to work on. Maybe family time or personal time, taking care of yourself, spiritual time. Focusing on a new beginning may serve us in a way that we never thought it could. Continuing to breathe. Getting ready to move just a little bit. bring our hands up to our knees, or maybe down by your sides on your mat, whatever feels good to you. And let's begin to take our spinal circles, moving with our breath. Deep inhale to the front and exhale as we come to the back. Really taking these spinal circles a little bit larger than we're used to. Starting to warm up those hip flexors, our psoas muscles, side bodies, keeping our sits bones rooted into the ground as we do so. Trying to keep that base solid, firm foundation, always on our mats. And switching it up, let's go the other direction. Maybe switching up your breath, taking your inhales as we're coming to the back and exhaling as you're coming to the front. Whatever feels good to you. Breathing in deeply. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of twinge or a little bit of congestion, maybe in your hips. Encouraging a little bit more breath to that area. Let's meet in center, neutral. Let's come side to side. Maybe pausing at one side before you move to the other one. Just listening to you, your body, what you need right now. Let's go up to the diagonal, coming up to one knee and bringing it back to the opposite hip. Back to the opposite knee, opposite hip. Good job. Back to center. Shaking it out just a little bit. Let's take a deep inhale. Let's bring your arms out wide. Begin to move our upper body just a little bit. And exhale back down the way that you came. Inhale back up, extending those arms, those fingers reaching up towards the sky. Exhale back down. Deep inhale one more time, coming back all the way up. This time, let's drop your left hand down behind your back, your right hand coming towards your knee, or maybe even bringing it up further up towards your hip. We're going to take a spinal twist. So we're looking over that right shoulder. A deep inhale, lengthening in your body, and as you're exhaling, twisting over, your left shoulder. Lengthen with your inhales, and as you exhale, invite yourself to twist just a little bit more. Good job. Next inhale, let's look towards the front first, and exhale, bring it back to center. Let's take another deep inhale, bring those arms out wide. Exhale, let's drop the right hand down this time behind us. Left hand either to our knee or to our thigh. Inhale, lengthen, and as we exhale, twist over that right shoulder. Lengthening with each inhale, each exhale, twist just a little bit more. With your next inhale, let's look towards the front, and exhale, dissolve the twist. Let's roll over top of our legs, and we're going to come into a Vinyasa, tabletop pose. So our hands, wrists, elbows, shoulders are all in alignment here. Knees and hips are in alignment. And just building a little bit of a base here Maybe moving your hips side to side as you're settling into this pose, making sure that your elbows have a little micro bend in here. And let's bring the crown of our head towards the top of your mat and your sits bones towards the back. Lengthening out in your spine, creating space. Maybe trying to take out that little curve that you have in your low back or your upper back, trying to straighten here. Breathing deeply. Your next deep inhale, let's drop your belly to the ground and lift your head and your sits bones up to the sky. Coming into cow pose. Take a few breaths here, filling that space that you're creating in your front side, your ribs, your belly. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, round the back, drop your head and your sits bones towards the ground. Coming into cat. And breathing for a few here. Creating space in the back side of our body, right in between our shoulder blades. Low back, you may feel it. Maybe moving from side to side. Deep inhale, bringing it back into cow. And exhale, cat. Deep inhale, cow. Maybe bringing your feet to the kickstand as you're pulling in with your hands here. And as you exhale, roll to the top of your feet and push towards the top of the mat with your hands. Brings a little extra dimension here. Just taking the sequence at your own pace, with your own breath. Good job. When you feel ready, let's come back into Vinyasa pose, and we're gonna bring our left leg out to the side here. We're gonna come into a gated position. So bringing your sole of your foot onto your mat. And as we're here, we're just gonna continue those cat and cows. So just extending and flexing into flexion and extension here. So dropping your belly down. And then rounding it as you're coming into gated cat. Again, just a little bit different, and here we're starting to warm up your legs. Good job. Your next inhale, let's inhale ourselves up. Bring your arms all the way up. And exhale, let's drop that bottom hand down, top hand up and over. Left arm up and over, right hand down. Standing on this left side body here, breathing your breath into that side body. Deep inhale, let's come back up. Hands down through heart center. Let's come to the other side, gated position. So this time bringing your right leg out, sole of your foot on the ground. Let's bend over and just do a few seated or gated cat cows here. Extension and flexion of the spine. When you feel ready, inhale those arms back up. And as we exhale, let's drop the left hand down this time. And right arm up and over. So side body stretch here, bringing your breath here to your right side body, really filling up this area, your rib area, your lungs. Good job. Deep inhale, let's bring ourselves back up. Bring your leg back in. And coming back into Vinyasa. and pushing up into our first down dog. Down dog, really focusing on your back being straight here, pushing into your 10 fingers. If you have wrist problems, maybe grip at the mat just a little bit more, as if you're clawing at something. That usually helps with wrist pain. Energetically turning the eye of your elbow in and out, keeping your fingers straight still, straightening that back, dropping your head down in between your shoulders, and bending your knees as much as you need to get a straight back. Our goal here is to straighten that back. We're making an upside down V, really accentuating that V, the point part of the V. Few breaths here. Allowing one heel to come down to the other. Let's walk our dog just a little bit, lengthening out our legs, our calves, our hamstrings. Good job. Let's look towards the top of the mat. Just take little tiny steps all the way up to the top of the mat. We're going to meet in our halfway lift. So making a number 7 right here with our body. Straightening that back here. Knees are bent, feet are hips distance apart. Little micro bend in your knees. Inhale, and as we exhale, forward fold, coming all the way down, belly to your legs if you're able. Legs as straight or as bent as you need them to be able to connect your belly and your thighs together here. Good job. When you're ready, let's bring those arms out wide, coming all the way up to a standing position. Palms together, hands down through heart center. And coming into our Samasthiti. Good job. Let's move on to our sun salutations. Deep inhale all the way up. And exhale, let's bring our palms together. We're coming into steeple grip. It's called Pali Mudra. So like this. Interlacing your fingers together, your pointer fingers are straight up. Deep inhale, lengthening. And as we exhale, let's bend over to that left side. Lengthening through the side, looking up through or up towards that right arm. Inhale back up. And exhale, moving over to the right side. Looking up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Inhale, back up. And exhale, opening up into our cactus pose. Maybe allowing the gaze to come a little bit further up to the sky. Bringing a little micro back bend into your back if that feels good. Inhale, hands back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold again. And let's hang out here for just a minute, still warming up, allowing your head to just hang, gravity to have a great effect on your body right now. Coming into dead man's hang, ragdoll pose, grabbing opposite elbows. Maybe shaking back and side, back and forth, side to side. Drop your hands down to the ground, deep inhales, bring your arms out, coming up as slowly as you need to. Exhale, hands down, heart center, and Samasthiti. Let's do it again, deep inhale, bring those arms out wide. Pali Mudra grip. Inhale, exhale, left side here. Inhale through center. Exhale, right side. Inhale through center. Drop your arms. Coming into our goal post. Deep inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's twist from one side. Let's twist over to the left side, or excuse me, the right side. Just standing here, bending that right knee if you need to. Bringing it back through center, and let's twist over to the left side. Bending that left knee. Back through center. Deep inhale, let's bring those arms out wide, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands down, heart center. Okay, so from here we're going to move into our layered vinyasa part of our class. Coming into 3 different layers, just so we have enough time. Grab your water, have anything that you need ready, and this is going to be fun. This is where we're going to start to sweat just a little bit. So let's come onto our mat. Deep inhale, bring those arms out wide. We're going to sit down into our Charavukhatasana. So traditionally, Charavukhatasana, toes are together, little sliver in the back of where your heels are. If that feels good to you, wonderful. If it doesn't, maybe open up just a little bit in your hips. This one feels, or in your feet. This one feels better on my hips. Maybe bring your hands down. Settle into your Utkatasana just a little bit more. Allow your bottom to come close to the ground. Being mindful of your knees. Knees are behind your toes. And you want to have them reaching over top of that second toe of your foot here. Deep inhale. Exhale. We're going to just bend down just a little bit, coming in into half chair. Good job, you guys. Warming up these legs right here. Deep squat here. Breathing deeply. Good job. Inhale, coming back up into chair. Bring those palms together. Let's forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold again, and we're going to open up wide at our feet. So maybe bring your feet out about hips distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And we're going to settle into more of a yogi squat here, into Malasana. So feet are open wide, wider than the fleshy part of your hips. Squatting here, your toes are pointing towards the front. Bringing your hands to prayer, encouraging your elbows to help open up just a little bit more. Good job. Here in Malasana, yogi squat, we want to be very mindful of our bandhas, especially our pelvic floor, not allowing that area to just have some pressure on it, trying to encourage the lifting of our perineal floor, so pulling that up and back. Good job. Now if this is right here, this is a time for you to play just a little bit if you want to. For you, more of you advanced yogis, you can come into crow or bakasana here if that's something that is in your practice. If it is, you know exactly what to do, planting your hands, bending and building that shelf on your arms. And if it's not in your practice, just continue in Malasana. Few deep inhales and exhales here. If you were in crow, jumping back, coming into plank. And for those of you who are in Malasana, let's come into plank. So dropping your hands down underneath your shoulders, feet back, coming into our first plank. Good job. Deep inhale. And exhale, let's lower down halfway. Coming into our first Chaturanga Dandasana. Deep inhale, pushing up into up dog. Or a cobra, if that feels better to you. Tops of your feet are on the mat. Everything else is off of the mat, looking up. Shoulders are down away. Deep inhale. Exhale, lift your hips up, down dog. Let's look towards the top of the mat and lift that right leg up to the sky. So three-legged down dog. Let's bring that knee through to your belly button, to your nose. Plant it in between your hands. We're going to come into our first layerable pose here, which is crescent pose. So coming on up into a lunge here. So we're in this lunge. Your right knee is bent 90 degrees. Knee is behind your toes. Your left foot, just your toes are on the mat. Virabhadrasana A or Warrior One, your feet are down or your back foot is down. But this one, it's lifted up. Good job. Straighten those arms up. Bring the pinkies towards the center, engaging those arms. Keeping it here if you want to. If you want a little bit more, you're going to drop your arms down into eagle. So bringing your left hand underneath of your right arm, coming into eagle arms here. Deep inhales and exhales. Engaging those inner thighs. Strong base here. Deep inhale. Unwind, coming back up into extended arms. Exhale, drop your hands, feet back. We're going to lower and take our vinyasa, lowering halfway down. Inhale, press up, gaze up. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Let's bring the left leg up with an inhale. And when you feel ready, bring that knee towards your belly button, towards your nose. Plant it in between your hands. Let's come on up into that crescent lunge on the left side here. So left knee is bent 90 degrees. Back foot. Just your toes are touching here. Squaring your hips towards your mat. This is not a hip opener or side body opener. It's a hip squaring pose. So arms are up, building that strength here. And again, if you'd like a little bit more, coming into eagle arms, right hand arm underneath the left arm this time. Strong legs, strong arms, encouraging a little bit of engagement of those arms. Good job. Deep inhale. Exhale. Let's unwind those arms, bringing it back up. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Feet back. Taking your vinyasa, lowering halfway down. Inhale. Press up. Gaze up. Exhale. Lift your hips down, dog. Let's look towards the top of the mat. Step, hop, or float. Coming into your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Coming all the way up. Exhale, hands down, heart center. And Samastitihi. Let's add on here. Deep inhale, bring those arms out wide. Exhale, sit down into our Charabhukatasana. Whatever feels good to you, opening up or having that little sliver in between your feet. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. So coming into half chair here. Deep inhale, coming back up. Hands together, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, opening on up. Squatting down into our Malasana. Now taking your crow if that's in your practice. If not, keeping it here. Good job. When you feel ready, if you were taking crow, coming back to Malasana, planting your hands, coming into our high plank pose. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, press up, gaze up. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Let's bring that right leg up to the sky. And when you feel ready, bring it through. Planting it in between your hands, coming on up into that first pose here. A crescent. Lunge. And we're going to open up into our second. Windmilling those hands, coming into warrior two pose. So your right knee is bent 90 degrees here. Back foot is open to the short edge of the mat. Your knife edge of your foot is pushing in to that long edge here. Now if you feel like you're maybe pointing forward, encourage your body to come so you're perpendicular with the ground here. Encourage a little bit of engagement in your arms. I like to flip my hands to the top. Engage those arms and then flip them back. You can feel that pulling in your arms and encourage that activation in your back as well here. Deep inhale and exhale. Strong legs, strong warrior. Here we go. Let's bring those arms back up. Coming into our flow. Inhale up, straighten that leg. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good job. Windmill your hands. Plant your hands. Feet back. Lowering halfway down. Inhale, press up. Gaze up. Up dog. Exhale. Lift your hips for down dog. Let's bring that left leg up to the sky. Bring it through. Plant it in between your hands. And come on up to that first layerable pose. Crescent lunge. And open on up to warrior two on the other side. I did a switcheroo there on you. Left knee is bent 90 degrees. Encouraging that knee to tract over that second toe. Back foot is open. Short edge of the mat here. Encourage that engagement in your arms. Turn it back down. Good job, you guys. Deep inhale, bring it on up. Straighten that leg, exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good job. Windmill those hands down. Plant them. Feet back. Lowering halfway down. Taking your vinyasa. Inhale. Press up. Gaze up. Exhale. Lift your hips. Down dog. Looking towards the top of the mat. Step, hop, or float. Coming into your halfway lift. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Reverse swan dive. Coming all the way up. Exhale. Hands down. Heart center. And Samastiti. Okay, our last flow with our vinyasa. Here we go. Deep inhale. All the way up. Exhale. Sitting down into our chair. Inhale, exhale, half Utkatasana here. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, opening up those feet, sitting into Malasana, garlands pose here. If you want to take some crow, go ahead and do that. Jump back into high plank. And then let's all the rest of us come back into our high plank. Good job. Deep inhale. Exhale, lowering halfway down. Inhale, press up, gaze up. Exhale, lift your hips. Down dog. Let's bring that right leg up and bring it through. Plant it in between our hands. Coming on up. into our high crescent lunge here. Open on up, warrior two. So I wanted to show you guys, some of us haven't done this pose for a little while. It took me a little bit to understand this. This is exalted warrior. Why I'm coming at you right now is I wanted to show you the difference. We've done reverse warrior where you drop the left hand down and reach up and over. That's reverse warrior. Exalted warrior is the opposite. Bringing your right hand back and your left hand up and over. Does that make sense? So warrior two, bringing your right hand back, left hand up and over. So exalted warrior. Take a few breaths here. If you need to rotate that back foot in, if that hurts your knees, you can do that. That one actually feels better on me. Inhale. Exhale, open back up. Warrior two. Windmill your hands, plant them, feet back. Lowering halfway down. Inhale, press up, gaze up. Exhale, lift your hips. Let's bring that left leg up this time. Bring it through, plant it in between your hands, coming up into our crescent lunge here. Inhale, exhale, open up, warrior two. And exalted. So we're going to bring our right hand forward, left hand back, and encourage those fingertips to, of your right hand, engage towards your midline. Bending in that knee, so we're still in warrior two, legs. And again, you can rotate that back foot in a little if you need to. Good job. Back into warrior two. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Lowering halfway down. Inhale, press up, gaze up. And exhale, lift your hips, down dog. From here, let's drop our knees, coming back into Vinyasa pose. And let's push back into Balasana. So dropping your hips in between, your bottom towards your feet, opening up your legs wide. And bringing your forehead down to the ground if that feels good to you. Hanging out here for a few breaths. Or maybe grabbing a glass of water, little sip here. And coming back to your Sankalpa, your heartfelt intention. Still relaxing in Balasana. Allowing your heart rate to come down just a little bit and taking a moment to turn inward. Thinking about new beginnings. Starting anew. Having that clean slate to work with. A thought about that clean slate, and it says sometimes a clean slate is exactly what we need. Focusing on new beginnings may serve us better than obsessing about the reason why the slate got wiped in the first place. Sometimes a clean slate is exactly what we need. Focusing on the new beginning may serve us better than obsessing about the reason why the slate got wiped in the first place. Sometimes in life we need those opportunities to have a clean slate, a new beginning. just taking advantage of this time that we've all been blessed with. Considering it a fresh opportunity. When you feel ready, let's come back up into Vinyasa. Tabletop pose. And push ourselves up into down dog. And then walk our hands back to meet our feet. Open your feet, hips distance. Let's take a deep inhale. Bring yourself up as slowly as you need to. And exhaling your hands down to heart center. Coming into some balancing poses here. If you had that prop, go ahead and grab that. You may not need it, and that's okay. You don't need it if you don't need it. So just having it accessible if you think you may need it. We're going to be coming into Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon pose. So it's a great balancing pose. Let's take our arms up, and as we do so, let's bring our right leg up as well. So coming into standing staff here, flexing that right foot. Deep inhale, bringing your hands down through heart center, and as you fold, or you bring your hands down, let's fold forward and bring that right foot behind us. So here we're in warrior three, but we're gonna open up into half moon pose, grabbing that block if you need it, and encouraging your that to be an extension of your hand. Then opening on up your arms. So right hand is reaching up towards the sky. Left hand is on your block, your prop, maybe even down to the ground. If you want a little bit of a challenge here, bringing that left hand off of your prop and bringing it up. Woo. Good job. So opening those hands up to 6 and 12. Back leg is extended out. Encourage your toes to come down to the ground, your right toes. Deep inhale and exhale. When you feel ready, let's rewind. So coming back into warrior three. Oh my goodness. And then standing back up. Bringing your right leg up. Extend yourself up into standing staff. And then bring your right leg down. Hands down. Let's come to the other side. Deep inhale, bring those arms up. Left leg up at the same time. Finding that balance on your right foot. Finding your drishti point of gaze. Hands down through heart center. Let's push your left foot back. Come into warrior three to begin. Little micro bend in your foot that you have, or knee you have your weight on, always helps for me. And when you feel ready, bring your right hand down to your prop or to the floor, and bring your left hand up to 6, bottom hand down to 12. Or opposite. Little extra challenge here. You can bring your right hand up off of the ground or off of your prop. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Your next inhale, let's rewind. Bring yourself back into warrior three. Hands through heart center. Stand on up to standing staff. Hands down, heart center. Take a little bit of time. When you're ready, arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Walk yourself out to down dog. So still keeping those hips lifted. Let's bring your right leg up. And we're going to come into pigeon pose here. So bringing your right knee to your right wrist. Flexing your right foot. And then bringing, I have to roll over onto my side of my leg. Bringing my foot up so it can be parallel with the short end of the mat or close to it. I'm not there yet. So whatever feels good to you, rolling back over, making sure that this right foot is flexed so you're protecting your knee. Here we are in high pigeon here. You're going to feel this in your hips. Let's come down into sleeping pigeon. So coming down onto your forearms or even bringing your head down to the ground. Right cheek on the ground. Keeping it here in sleeping pigeon if that feels good. If you want more of the king pigeon or to try it, coming back up to high pigeon. You're still in the same position except for now we're going to bend the back leg, so the left leg. Bend it. We're going to place our right hand down in front of us, reaching over and grabbing the inside of our left foot. So this is a variation of king pigeon. I'm not to the full expression yet. If that's in your practice and you know how to take it, go ahead and take it. So either here in your expression of king or down in sleeping pigeon or high pigeon, whatever feels good. Let's relax the leg down, come back, push your leg back, drop it down, left leg up, and let's bring left knee to left wrist. Settle yourself into your pigeon on your left side. Flexing that foot, maybe encouraging it to come up just a little bit more so it's parallel with the short end. Either keeping it in high pigeon or coming down to sleeping pigeon. If you'd like to try king pigeon here, coming up, high pigeon, bring in your left hand inside, right arm up and around, grabbing your right inside of your leg. Bringing it back into high pigeon, settling in just for a moment longer. And then let's push back into three-legged down dog. Let's bring your knees down. And then let's roll over onto our belly, onto our bottoms and come into a supine position. So lying on your back. And let's bring our feet up to the sky, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. And then taking this time to do any pose that you may feel like you need to before we come into Shavasana. You can take a twist, a supine twist, happy baby, maybe coming up into a shoulder stand. Anything that your body feels like, your soul, your mind feels like that it needs before we come into Shavasana. When you feel ready, settling yourself into Shavasana pose. If you have any props you want to use, you can use your props. Or just lying on your back, allowing your legs to open up, allowing your feet to drop open. Your arms are down at the low V. Closing your eyes, let's take a deep inhale as a class, as practitioners, as yogis together. Deep inhale. Open up your mouth and exhale that breath. One more time, deep inhale. Open up your mouth. Exhale. Taking this time in Shavasana to reflect back onto your practice. Reflect on how your body felt, how your mind was doing, how your soul is doing now that you're done with your practice. Allow your thoughts to come, allow them to go. I like to think of my thoughts in Shavasana as clouds drifting by me. Maybe they're big, wispy clouds, allowing the clouds to engulf your body. Your body absorbing whatever it is that you are needing. Releasing any lies, any negativity, any pain. And allow yourself to just be for a moment. clean slate is always available to all of us. We just need to be willing to let go of all of the old stuff, all of the negativity, anything that we might be hanging on to. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail. But every day is a clean slate and a fresh opportunity. Inhaling the future and exhaling the past. Taking this time as an opportunity, a blessing. Making whatever it is that you're needing to work on a priority. One of my favorite quotes about making yourself a priority, it says, make yourself a priority once in a while. It's not selfish, it's necessary. When you feel ready, rolling on to one side or another and coming into the fetal position. This pose represents rebirth and re-entry into our everyday lives, coming out and off of our mats. And when you feel ready, pushing yourselves up out of this pose, fetal position, coming up into a seated position. Settling your body into your seat again. Sitting up tall, dropping your shoulders down and away from your ears. Let's bring your arms out wide, all the way up. Palms together, hands down through heart center, bringing your thumbs to your sternum, fingers to touch. The light and goodness in me honors the light and goodness in each and every one of you. Thank you for being here, taking time for yourself. Namaste.